This is order. Gather.
Brace yourselves.
The abyss contamination is back. No surprises there. No doubt that explains the Mountain King's recent activity. See those torches over there? Those are the Sacred Flame offshoots that we requested from the Stadium of the Sacred Flame. They contain the power of the Pyro Archon.
Are you saying that the Sacred Flame and the Turnfire are the same thing?
Well, for ceremonial purposes, at least. Sending someone to the Night Kingdom to retrieve the legendary Turnfire isn't exactly an option. More to the point, though, the Sacred Flame is able to burn away—
Gotcha! So basically, we just need to clean up the filth with the Sacred Flame.
Well, that's one part of it, yes. But the complete ceremony is a bit more complicated. First, the flame bearer must collect a kindling of the sacred flame from the starting point, then use a grappling hook to fly. Then, they must go down into the canyon, all the way into the cave where the Mountain King slumbers. The most skilled flame bearers can accomplish all of this without touching the ground once.
Wow! He can do all that flying without ever falling to the ground? Well, of course Paimon can. It'd be much harder for you guys.
Well, don't worry. It's not a requirement of the ceremony. The flame bearer must always keep moving forward. You can't skip a pillar.
So, what actually happens if you do? What about today, then?
Oh, no. Don't worry. Today is just a practice. The order doesn't matter. You just need to take the sacred flame. Are you ready? I'll repeat all the key points again. Gather the kindling, cleanse the filth, and light all the braziers.
Alright, let's use this kindling to complete our mission. There's abyssal filth over there. Let's burn it away with the sacred flame.
Stabilize!
Let's play!
Dawn, break forth!
That should be all the braziers. Let's regroup with Trinidad.
I knew I was right about you. You have outperformed all. If there was an ancient name for outstanding flame bearers, I'm sure the Wyab would
Yeah, although it would probably...
All right, now there's still a few days left until the ceremony, and I should probably get back so I can inform the chief and the other elders that I have found the flame bearer we need.
Oh, You mean they've still got a side?
Some of them are still hoping we can come to an agreement with Kanich, but that's only... Still, I'm...
Just for Paimon's own peace of mind, are you sure it's not gonna be a problem?
See that place over there? There was a time, long before the age of Burkina and the Mountain King, when we, Scions of the Canopy, called that, after a period of upheaval, our ancestors were forced to move away. Now, if we fail to keep the threat posed by the Mountain King at bay, it might not. So, to answer your question, I think everyone will agree that you are the right choice.
Fair enough. Desperate times call for desperate...
I'll need you to drop by my place at some point before the ceremony, if that's all right. There are still a few final details.
Okay, see you later.
You have my gratitude.
We've helped out with a lot of other local festivals before, but this...
Traveler? Paimon?
Kanich! Fancy meeting you here. We've actually been looking for you.
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accepted a proposal from...
Oh, the, Turnfire Knight, you mean. You were still his first choice. It's just...
Chill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know. And I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you. His true intention is to resolve the Mountain King
Once and for all? You mean this'll be the last Turnfire Knight?
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night Kingdom.
To the Night Kingdom?
To his death.
Whoa! Are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations.
Too blunt? Okay. There is potentially a possibility that Elder...
But that's ridiculous! He told us the Mountain King is a living...
And that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even this glory comes at a price. Ah, yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
She likely won't be the last to lose her life either.
Still, is killing the Mountain King really the only way?
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that it has consumed him entirely. That evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. So, to look at it one way, once in past ceremonies we've only purged around half of the abyssal power. This was to strike a balance.
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge, but he did...
Then it sounds like you'll know for sure soon enough.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. But would you have time to visit the chief after your meeting with Elder? I'd like to make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. I'm sure you have plenty of other questions, but we can talk more later. Good.
Ah, mighty Outlanders. You have...
It was...
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic deeds. There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name. But they're just stuck in the past.
Plus, Kanish doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So, now, it's time for us to... We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part, it's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's all... One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can.
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the Flame Bearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal, but I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the abyss, and you seem to wield this with your help. I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy from the Mountain King's...
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence in yourself. That's all you really need to know. The ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elder. And if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there.
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a...
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the I'll be sticking around for the next few days. So if you have any questions...
Seems like Kanish was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
Huh, you're here.
Kanish! Elder Trinidad said...
I can tell. It's written on...
Is that the Traveler in Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival.
Hello, Chief Waina.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kanish to invite you over for a quick chat. I believe Kanish has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, However, I would like to request that you take steps. Every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes. From Yupanqui the Firebringer, this is our history and our heritage. The source of to kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. I would never be... Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. Nevertheless, I cannot allow any harm to come... My honored guests, please give this matter your serious Perhaps there is. But despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter. Though I sense that your mind is not yet made up, I'm still comforted by your words.
So, Kanish, earlier you were saying that...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get some air after this.
Wasn't this complicated?
Let's take a moment to rest and plan our next move.
Oh man, wasn't this complicated? Wasn't this complicated?
finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the flame bearer this time, because it's a double-edged...
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, an exceptional price must be paid. I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on.
In a moment. Didn't you?
Oh, yeah. What was it again? Oh, right. We need to talk about Hal. He's completely unhinged.
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon. Anyway, moving on. When we ran into a Hal, he said you two were investigating some abyss thing together.
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the abyss too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space. I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them of all different sizes. So, if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside...
Whoa, that sounds kinda crazy.
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we... Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. You've seen the Chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive.
Paimon can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture.
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more concerned about protecting the people he cares about now, and he has every right to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a no one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one, because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to...
I think I know a way. You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but it just feels like using the power of the... After all, the abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first...
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when Yupanqui, the Firebringer, stole the Turnfire, it cost him. The Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point. Unless this gets resolved quickly, everyone will be stuck in a stalemate.
All right. So what's this deal you wanted to make with us? We're hardly experts on exploiting abyssal power.
All I need you to do is keep people away from me. I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the flame bearer. I can't afford to waste all my energy dealing with them. If you help me out, there'll...
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribespeople, so everyone comes to terms. That way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can focus on finding a... Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll move the Mountain King and...
Still sounds pretty crazy, even for a daredevil like you. And even if it works, what if neither Chief Lina nor
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue. The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
For sure. And who knows? Maybe we'll come up with an even better solution.
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever... Good luck to us both.
Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kenichi's back.
Pony, how can you call the Mountain King a
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what...
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick, that's all.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now a...
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick? if you don't take back what you just...
Toba, Kuni.
Pony's saying nasty things about the mountain.
Once upon a time, maybe, but not any.
Yesterday.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. As of today, our friendship. Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. We have the Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire night. He's gonna do a beautiful ceremony and cure the.
What? Really?
So that's what my dad wanted to talk. To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at climbing.
Wait.
Oh yeah, good question. We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy. He'll be sure.
No, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to him before. I can't afford to make such a...
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. He was the one who turned it into a fight. Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look for the baby Saurian. All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kanich, Dad just really misses Nana. And I was really upset that she's gone.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me.
That's more like it. Now you're best friend. Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something mean about the Mountain King in the future, I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire night. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home as well then.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship... Let's just hope we can solve this once and for all. Come on, let's move on. Huh? What's going on over there? Hey there! What's happening?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Paimon wants...
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh? It's rare to see a new face around the tribe these days. I thought...
why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For out...
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually...
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in person. What? Oh, it's you? Man, oh man. Well, it's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flame Bearer since I'm not taking part this time around. Then suddenly, there you are. Must be my lucky day.
You're not taking part in the Turnfire night? How come? You're not an outsider too, are you?
You must be joking. Watch this. Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better looking guys who dances beneath the pillars of the sacred flame. Been doing it a few years.
Oh, very impressive.
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. It's just not safe here anymore. One of our elders' Saurian companions even lost her life not long ago. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. They're probably too busy fighting about it amongst themselves. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured...
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah. It's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the canopy knows. Wherever you are and wherever you go... I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test. Find a...
What's the Saurian...
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. They're all about collecting relics and remnants from that age. Speaking of which, The guy who was Flamebearer before you. I've heard that his Saurian buddy comes from that time.
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient
Oh, yeah, him. So you know those two already, huh? Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the kind of contract usually comes with a huge hidden cost.
Really? That sounds ominous.
Who knows? But if it's true, Kinich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. I doubt he'd make a contract that doesn't benefit him. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a Saurian and a
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use it as my entry ticket to... But after all the Abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. The best... Or... You look like you know your way around.
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right?
Wait, you're serious?
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped...
Pyro Archon above. You two have hearts of gold, you know that? You're the kind of people who could dive into the Turnfire deep in the bowels. Of course it is. All right, come with me. There it is. It's inside these ruins. As you can see.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago.
Great minds think alike.
Solidify!
Rust and rebuild! Yahoo! Time for takeoff.
Race to the wicked!
Covenant of the Deep!
Order guide you! Gather!
Let's play! Allow me!
Dawn, break forth!
Think you can get away? Brace yourself! Rust and rebuild! That should be the last of them. It's a good thing Tiago had the sense... Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like a mural. True. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole... It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human, so... whatever. We're not here to decipher it, just... That's a wrap! Let's take it back to Tiago!
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche. And I thought my luck was bad.
I put blood, sweat, and tears into that, and now I've got nothing to show for it. Some gap-toothed...
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Hey, Ponche, come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame bearers, and they're tough as nails.
Wait, are you the Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? You already know each other?
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you helped him out, and that you're gonna be our flame bearers this...
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you, sir. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the nicest, most genuine people I've ever met. Everyone speaks incredibly highly of them. Seriously. If you're comfortable telling them about what...
Really? All I want is to get the...
Allow me to explain. Ponche is a well-known scholar within our tribe, author of the widely acclaimed book, Yupanqui's Turnfire. Unfortunately,
I spent years of my life researching that book. I visited every last ruin, interviewed on the word Malipo alone. I covered at least 5 different interpretations of the meaning.
It was an unparalleled master.
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during my morning walk.
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it. Look at him.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student. If only for Toba and Tiago.
See what I mean, Ponche? Now you've run into these two?
I don't know if he's still there, but... Hey! You thief!
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved foot first into... Oh, what's this? Brought a little bodyguard. Eat dirt, suckers!
Hey, he's trying to get away! You good? Let's chase him down.
Where did these Yuvkas...
Oh, the baby Saurians are...
Stop, please! By all the warriors, heroes, please. I don't have your stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah? Well, where... You threw it...
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. Just a tatty old book. All that time lying in wait was for nothing.
Is that really the truth?
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth. May all my...
Okay, that's it. What do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right. Let's hope nobody gets to the book before we do.
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Hoytzatlan, it always comes with the more ominous implication. This holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. Each one of them died. This appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always watching the name bearer, examining their actions, and eventually demanding payment in return. None can Yupanqui's Turnfire. What an incredible work on ancient name philology. Let me see. The author is... Ponche.
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahul.
Do you truly find no joy at all in...
Joy? What joy?
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a...
What? You're saying Kenichi will die a violent death? When? When will that glorious day arrive? The great...
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core. You may...
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares your kind with the great Kahula is sheer vanity.
You don't need to lecture me about doom. All civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms to heavenly thrones. But from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle. Thus and you, great Kahula How, are once... Now, let me take a good look at you.
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your...
Does that mean all of my...
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book, but the brains behind...
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before the Turnfire night is because I hoped that maybe it might... Well, not exactly. But I thought my research...
Oh, really? So what...
I think the key to all of this lies in the
Ponche, you know as well as anyone that ancient names don't hold any real power.
You're right, but Malipo may be a special case. Given that it first arose in the era of the first Pyro Archon, it might
Yeah, I remember that story. My grandpa told it to me. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that.
I'm not talking about child...
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo. If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who live...
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the hilly...
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious ritual involving a tit-for-tat exchange. It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then was buried in the Night Kingdom, and now it awaits the call of its new bearer.
Hey. Sorry to interrupt.
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kenichi.
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support...
Kenichi, what are you...
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up.
Kenichi! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but...
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of research on the history of the Turnfire.
I'll be there, Punch. Let's go. Here will do. Yeah. I'd like your help giving it a trial run tomorrow. If...
Sounds like you're...
You heard him. He hasn't worked out the details yet. We need a more practical
Yet? Are you saying you think he might actually be onto something?
I think it's possible, based on something I know about the war 500 years ago. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments, Burkina made the fateful decision to not fight back, and instead pass his blood and power on to the Mountain King. Maybe he thought the Mountain King was stronger than him and more valuable to the tribe. Or maybe it... Either way, I can believe the Turnfire was involved. Whether you think his sacrifice triggered it, or his fate was sealed from the moment he took the
How can you drop these truth bombs with such a straight face?
This is what I've gleaned from my many interactions with the Mountain King. His mind is so disordered. The story Elder Trinidad told you was the more palatable version of events. The Mountain King's mind isn't just disordered. He is suffering and feels great shame.
What? Then what should we...
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only practical... The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. An object of worship, even. Ending his life... Still, he's been the cause of multiple disasters, and we can't afford...
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain. Can we follow our hearts next time?
Then let's break for the day.
Let's take a moment to rest and plan our next move.
You're here.
Oh, so the gruesome twosome come crawling back. Very well. The almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How shall grant you the...
Kenichi, didn't you say you found him a teacher? He's just as out of control as ever!
Hey! No one gets to discipline the almighty Dragon Lord Kahula How! No!
Maybe because I've never had a gentle-natured companion like Paimon.
Is that...
Yeah, I see what I'm missing out on now.
Kenichi! We could drown this measly flying ant in one droplet of spit! How dare you compare her? Oh, just wait till I possess your dead body! I will commit heinous atrocities! Tear down your legacy! Destroy your reputation!
Traveler, Paimon, let's get down to business. Once we've opened the beastly rift, you're welcome to toss a How in there for a couple of days.
With pleasure. You don't need to...
I got my hands on this device in a trade. It's meant as bait, but it'll also stabilize the abyssal energy. The rift towns will tear through space to get to this. Once they're here, we take them out and claim the rift for ourselves. You'll find out soon enough. First, let's try this out. They'll tear you to pieces given half the chance, so be careful.
Uh-oh. Are there even bigger ones on the way?
You see, Kenichi? I'm a man of my word. In fact, I'd say I under-promised and...
I take it this is your true form?
Now that our deal is complete, it's time to start the next phase of our relationship. I made a promise to the great Kahula How, and now I'm... Cliché, I know. The hero's trusted partner sells him out to the abyss in a shocking act of betrayal.
Huh? Angel?
Huh? Huh? What are you two doing here? Oh,
Traveler, this is the gift I got you. I know you're looking for intel on the Abyss Order, but it looks like you've already met.
Yikes. frosty reception. Gotta say, I kinda pictured this moment going a little differently. Tears of joy welling.
Don't be ridiculous. Sounds like you've been reading too many.
There we have it. Change is inevitable and nothing lasts forever. What a pity. Well then, time for you to meet...
Sanka! Aha! So you're Glasses Guy! You tricked Huni and Toba into telling you a bunch of stories!
What does it matter? A name is a superficial label. It's what's deep down inside that counts. And I've shown you the deepest parts of...
That would explain a lot. Why else would you show up here and start acting like a wise guy? You looking...
I'll pass. I do rather like you, as I've said before. But my one quibble is that you really...
Wait. Of course! You're the one behind all the recent Abyss activity! What?
Haven't I told you before? I'm not part of the inner circle who do our Highness's bidding. My interests are far more low stakes. I spend my time digging for truth in ancient doodads and books.
I investigated him. He's not connected to the recent events. Just happens to be in the area. So, I struck a deal with him. He helps me summon a rift. I allow him to do some...
But that's all over. And now Kinich wants to hand me over to you. Well, I was hoping this would be an opportune moment to whisk away. That would have given me some more time to study the great Kahul. But now I've run into you, which is just my luck. Or maybe I've incited the wrath of the Turnfire, and this is the price I have to pay. But I don't understand. What did... Wait, does that count? Let me think.
How? You are the worst of the worst! Colluding with the Abyss Order against Kinich? How could you betray your partner?
There is no betrayal. The Almighty Dragon Lord...
Don't worry, I told him to act as bait.
Yes, and you should have picked a bigger fish. The Abyss Order? Ha! What a joke. Not even a match for our lowly servant. I put up...
It looks like your disciplinary measures have been less than effective, Mr. Enjo.
What did you expect? Behavioral rehab isn't really our thing. Otherwise, we might as well change our name from the Abyss Order to the Abyss Boarding School.
The abysmal disorder would suit you better. Kanish! Dispose of him! He is of no further use to us!
Traveler?
Hey now, I may be a... I could never beat you in a straight-up fight. But when it comes to running away, do me a favor and remember how fast I disappear. Maybe then you'll show me a...
Darn! He got away again!
It's all right. He's not worth our time and energy. Besides, it seems like he's in debt to a lot of...
If you say so. Still...
To borrow that guy's words, names are superficial labels. Whether you call it the Abyss Order or anything else, think of it like apples that have fallen from a tree. If you tasted each one, you'd find that they're all at different stages of ripening. Even the unripe fruit blown off its branch before...
Well, in that specific sense, maybe Enjo's not...
Of course! Only the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahul Ahau, is rotten to the
Ugh. So what exactly are you anyway? You're definitely the evilest little thing Paimon's ever met.
Don't worry. He can't hurt a fly.
Paimon heard that those kinds of contracts might...
Such as a how watching me.
Vulture! Vulture! We are the...
Let's pick this up another time. It's getting kinda late. You should go back and get some rest. Big day ahead. Tomorrow's Turnfire night. Time to light the sacred flame and burn away the...
Oh, yeah. Hearing you lay it out like that is making...
Then it can't hurt to say this one more time. See you tomorrow.